and we will have a little bit of fun this afternoon. So I'm so excited that you're here. So if we haven't met before, my name is Nicole Cesaroni. I'm an international experience consultant with the Co-op and Career Success team. And my job is to support international students in all things co-op, job search, and I work with a lot of different people in different departments across Georgian to do so. So on the call here, we have the wonderful Adam Dagenet, our digital wizard, co-piloting us, leading us through the mural, giving us that support if we need it. And as the community animator for CCSI, he brings all these wonderful change-making ideas to life. He makes them look so cool. He really is a digital wizard. And also from the CCSI team, we have Laura Koza. So Laura, maybe you can describe a bit about what you do in your role?
Absolutely. I just typed in the chat. It's because Adam is so cool. He brings a lot of our change making to life. But my name is Laura. I work for the Center for Change Making and Social Innovation. I have 3 puppies with me here today, so I really apologize for any and all of the barking in the background. They're just so excited about change making. My role at the center is I get to inspire and empower students, staff, and faculty to both recognize how they are change makers and to build up the skills and mindsets of change makers. So I work with people to really bring that change making to life.
Awesome. And I'm sure some of you have become familiar with more members of the change making team over the past Change Maker and Residency Week. So just to remind you, the CCSI team, they're really the heartbeat of change making at Georgian. They're bringing together students, faculty, the community, and they're teaching them the skills so that they can bring positive change to the world. So hopefully over the past week, you've had some insight into what they do and perhaps how to get involved in the future. So part of the reason why Co-op and CCSI came together to customize this workshop was because we really saw that our students in co-ops are facing unprecedented challenges. We wanted to create a workshop to support you during this time. So to see that you're not alone, there's a community of fellow job seekers and Georgian staff here to support you along the way. And we wanted to give you an opportunity to flex those soft skills that we know that you have and that employers are looking for. So today we're going to partner with another company called 21 Toys and have some discussions, do some gaming, and have some fun. So some of the main themes we'll be discussing are empathy, rejection, and resilience. So what we'll be doing today, we're going to do a short warm-up activity, and then we're going to go into 2 game rooms. So we'll be playing the game for about 15 minutes each, and using both platforms today, Zoom and Mural. So Adam, can you just kind of go over some of the basics of using Zoom and using Mural and how to optimize that in this session?
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to make sure we didn't miss a huge shout out to Jessica and Ross for being with us today too. I know you highlighted me and Laura, but these guys are going to be, you're going to be hanging out in a room with these guys, and they also took some time out of their busy schedules to be with us on this week and help out. So I also wanted to make sure that they get some recognition as well. So for some of the housekeeping when it comes to these type of interactions and these sessions and how they're run, it's a combination of multiple technologies all together. So we're going to have our Zoom call open, and we also have our mural space open. And that's kind of the way that we've run a lot of these. And I'm sure you've participated in one by now, where you have your Zoom call open and you can hear people speak. And then we're actually engaging and interacting on the mural space. And that's pretty much how this one will be until we get to the game portion, where we're actually going to be broken into some smaller breakout rooms. And we're going to engage just in the Zoom windows themselves, either via the chat or the chatting, using your voice. And then we're going to come back to the mural space to have some debriefing conversations about that. So we'll make sure we'll bring you along. We'll guide you along. We'll also encourage you to follow the outline on the side of the mural as well. But get yourself comfortable. Close down all your additional windows and your streaming and your torrents and your downloads and your Facebooks, and try just to have your Zoom open and your Mural web browser open. That way it eliminates and negates as many technical hiccups as we could possibly have in a session like this. So just get yourself comfortable with those 2 things open, and here we go. That's really good timing. We're going
Awesome. So I'm going to ask that we zip over in the mural to where the baby Yoda is. Adam, can you summon everyone there?
Certainly can. If you want to click on step 2 or summon. 21 people, 23 people are following me. There we go.
So baby Yoda is so adorable, but he's very wise, and he says, so what we can't always control what happens, but we can control how we respond to and learn from it. So 2020 keeps teaching us these lessons through our own personal and collective global experiences. So some themes that come to mind are rejection. So if you're a co-op student here today, you've probably faced some rejection so far in your job search, whether that's sending off a job application via the internet and just never hearing back. It kind of goes off into the abyss. Perhaps your position was taken away due to COVID, or maybe you're unable to get into Canada right now, and that dream right now is on pause. So the truth is that rejection is part of life, and since it's unavoidable, we need to come up with strategies so that we can move forward, so that we learn, and so that we adapt. I want you to know that rejection will sting when it's happening, but it's not going to define you. There will be other opportunities, and if you put yourself out there and try again, you will grow. So the trick is to use your mindset to help you move forward. And a growth mindset is a top skill that employers are looking for, especially now during 2020. They're really valuing those people who have been able to adapt and pivot in their organization. So one of the ways that you can obtain this growth mindset is from bouncing back from rejection and failure. And I know, Laura, this is a big piece of your work. Do you have anything to add about the growth mindset?
Yeah, you know what? You covered it so beautifully. So thank you so much for that. I always like to talk about failure because I think as a generation, as a group of humanity, as a species of humans, we just have this negative mindset attached to failure. We look at failure and it's disheartening and it's disappointing and it's tough and it stings and it's sad. But we don't also celebrate failure as the growth that comes out of it. So what happens when we fail? Hopefully we're getting feedback, we're growing, we're learning, and we're really fostering this growth mindset that we keep talking about so that we can do it just a little bit better next time. So I think what I would like to offer and what I would like to invite all of you to start thinking about today is, how do we start celebrating our failures and using them as a necessary step in moving forward with a growth mindset, in moving forward to get the kick butt job that we are so excited about? How do we think of every time we fail as, okay, so how do I take the learning from this and just do it a little bit better next time? It's not about doing it like 1,000% better. It's just, how can I do it just a little bit better next time so that I can always be on this path of growth and self-learning and motivation.
Awesome. Thanks so much. You always have such a great way of putting things into perspective for us. So another quote that we have above the baby Yoda is, empathy builds community and community builds resilience. So empathy is the ability to really understand someone, to feel what they're feeling, and kind of like you're putting yourselves into their shoes. It's different from sympathy. So sympathy is more like feeling pity for someone, feeling concern, so empathy is more feeling what they feel deeply. And this actually forms part of your communication skills. It helps you to understand and support others. So whether they're a customer or a potential employer, or just a person that you are encountering in your daily life, if you have empathy, you'll connect to them in a different way and communicate better with them. And empathy is actually one of the top skills that employers are looking for as well. So when you develop this skill and when you have empathy, you build your community. And then as a community gets bigger, you become resilient. So if you think of it right now in 2020, we've all come together and we're weathering this storm and we're moving forward. So today, what we want to do is really give you the chance to practice these skills. So in the toys and in the games, we're going to be using our empathy skills. We will be connecting and communicating with others. We are going to fail, but we are going to become resilient in that process. So we'll zip to our warm-up activity in the mural. So once you're there, you'll see that there is an image of something. And what we would like you to do is, in 5 words or less, describe what you see here. And you can use a sticky note. You can just start typing and get messy into Mural. You can draw or design, but you have about 30 seconds to do this. Is that 30 seconds?
Almost. Right now.
Okay, I'm just gonna zoom in and see what we have here. How do you do the, I always have to ask, okay, don't show me cursors.
Oh yes.
Adam?
So I made a big tip about that, where right next where it says warm up activity, there's a big sticky note that says tip. If you at the bottom of your screen, it can get kind of crazy when there's 30 people in a mural. So if you hover over your own picture at the bottom of the mural space, you're given an option that says don't show me cursors. Just click that on and it will hide everyone else's cursor so it doesn't look so insane in there.
Awesome, thank you. So what are we seeing here? Bradley suggested it's a big abstract wooden sculpture. Someone else has written shapes, treehouse, rocket launch pad. We can add more arrows, tiny houses and cogs, nice innovation, challenges, unpredictable difficulties, way to the top, finish line, wooden building blocks popping up again. Okay, a gear. Let me see, 3 arrows. Awesome, so these are some great explanations. And the interesting thing about it is these are all different. So it really tells us that we're all seeing, the same thing, but we're seeing it in different ways. And that is what makes life exciting. That's what really pushes us towards creating change from different perspectives. So, one interesting part of this workshop and this activity in particular is there's the time constraints. So because you had time constraints, because you had word constraints, it actually forced you to execute in a creative way. And you did so in a really quick manner. And sometimes it is helpful to have those constraints on us because it's kind of forcing you to pivot and adapt and work quickly and get things done. So great job on that. We're going to move into our first game. So Adam, if you can summon us, and Laura will walk us through the steps in our first game.
Yeah, absolutely. Can everyone hear me? Okay.
Yep.
I've been having trouble. I am not at my home setup, so I have to always double check to make sure that everything is going smoothly. So our goal today, as Nicole so beautifully said at the beginning, is to learn some of these skills and mindsets through play. We want to have fun. We want to engage. We want to create conversations where we can practice some of these skills and mindsets. Something that I always like to offer when I introduce this game is that for some reason, when we think of hard skills, and I always to tell everyone on this call, okay, guys, go do a layup right now and shoot the basketball, and you can tell I don't play basketball, into the hoop. And everyone would be like, okay, Laura, like I need to practice. I need to learn the skills. I need to figure out the steps. Like, give me some time to practice to learn this, and then I can do that. But first, if I was to say, hey, everybody, go just be empathetic, go be resilient. We have this funny expectation that because it's a soft skill, As soon as we open our minds to it, we're going to be perfect. I like to recognize that these things are also a practice. And this is the goal for this activity today, is to practice these skills and mindsets while also recognizing that we are going to fail, and that's going to be okay. And we're going to celebrate that as we move forward. So what's going to happen, logistics time, is we are all going to be set into 4 different rooms. Is that right, Adam? 4 different breakout rooms. In these breakout rooms, you're going to have some fantastic builders, some fantastic facilitators, if I do so say so myself. In each breakout room, you will see myself, Nicole Cesaroni, Jessica, and Ross. We all have a disassembled toy of the picture you just saw. In a moment, you are all going to get a link. When you click on this link, each person in the room will see a different picture. And your goal is to explain to us, the builders, how to build the picture that you are seeing. Okay, so this sounds fairly simple. A few things that I'm going to offer is to recognize that remembering there's going to be a number of people in the same room. So maybe strategizing or communicating beforehand might be a good tip or trick, as well as remembering that this sounds really easy. And what I'm going to encourage is that everybody in the room is actually going to have their webcam off. So you may have your mic on, but I want you to have your webcam off. So if we cannot see this image, the builders cannot see your picture, how are we going to explain how to build this in a collaborative, empathetic way that fosters failure and resilience? Are there any? I just love the reactions in Zoom. I think it's my favorite feature. And I recognize that I probably need to like get over it, but that's fine. You'll see in the bottom, there's a section that says reactions. If you can't see it, you have to make your screen go big. If you understand the instructions of the game, could you please put a thumbs up? If you have questions or don't understand, could you please make this reaction? Okay. It's also really fun to see them all come in. Okay, so I see a couple like waves. If you have any questions, do you mind either coming off mute or checking them in the chat?
I'll just quickly recap, super high level. So I shared a link into the chat there, guys. You're gonna click on that link and it's gonna give you a random perspective on the shape that where you are all gonna build together as a team. So if you look at on the mural, there's one builder, which is one of these facilitators at the top of the call. They have puzzle pieces. You have these block pieces and they go together in a particular shape. You are going to click on the link, get a picture from a perspective of the shape. And as a team, you're all going to have different pictures of the shape and you're going to explain to your facilitator and describe and work together to help build that shape. With your cameras off though. So you can use your chat, you can use your voices, and you're all gonna work together within the tight time restraints of 15 minutes to build that. So I'm gonna send you into breakout rooms. Make sure you click on that link. I think there's a question that says warm or cool. You click one of those and confirm your choice and it will present you with a picture. That's the picture you're using to describe and instruct your builder to build the shape. Does that help? Okay.
I think we're good.
Okay, cool guys. So I got you all locked and loaded here. I'm gonna break you into breakout rooms. Make sure there is gonna be a timer on the window, a ticking clock. Use that time however you want. This game is for you guys. Make sure you accept the invite here. So I'm gonna push open all rooms.
Sorry, Adam, I don't see the links to the pictures thing in the chat. Maybe I'm missing it, or is it?
Hold on. I'll do it again. I did it as like a full link versus the bit.ly link.
Oh, there it is. Gotcha. Thanks.
So that's the one. Also, your facilitator can paste if you don't get it. So I'm gonna do it right now. Make sure you accept the invite into the room. Okay, guys, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Beep. All rooms opening. Everyone's going away. Fly away. And then if you're stuck, just yelp for help. I'll be here hanging out on the Millennium Falcon. But everyone should make sure you accept your invite. I got one unassigned person. We're going to stick you in room 3. Accept your invites. to the rooms there, guys. The timer's a clicking. You're going to use your picture to describe your shape to your teammate. Just make sure you click that accept invite to the room there, guys. Otherwise, you're going to be hanging out back with me. If you have any questions or having issues getting into a room, absolutely, please just let me know. Throw it into the chat here. I'm hanging out back in the main room until resume, recording, sequence, initiate. Okay, where are those peeps? I thought I forcefully closed. There they are. Woo!
We were like hanging into the end, having a really good conversation.
I had to send a rescue team out to get you. You guys made it back.
Yeah, we were talking about the different perspectives. It seemed like almost all of us had different perspective. I had a top view. One of us had a bottom view. It was very hard to make out. And then there was this talk about what kind of construct it was. It looked like some sort of tower or citadel. The smaller arrowhead piece looked like a drawbridge that was being standing up. And there were 2 levels.
Amazing. All right. Now that we're all back, I'll just summon everybody to the space we're going to be speaking on the mural. Is that cool, Nicole?
Definitely.
All right,
How did everybody do?
Yeah.
Did you reveal, did the facilitators reveal to the group what their shape was yet?
We did. I confess my music background might have held me back on this one. It fell apart on us a few times when I was trying to build it. My team is very patient and understanding, and for that I thank them.
I did the same thing. I was trying to reveal it to them at the end, and then it fell out of my hands. So that's why we were a little late coming back. Sorry, team. Look, Laura, how was your team?
Oh, they were fantastic. They killed it. They did such a good job. Team, I think it was breakout room 1 all the way. But I did the same. I picked mine up and was so excited to show them. And then like within 14 seconds, it crumbled in my hands. So, but that's a recognition of me, not any of them. They did amazing.
Ross, how did it go?
Great. Just doing a little shout out in the chat there. Yeah, really efficient communication, and every single person in our group did contribute in some way, which is super cool to see, whether through chat or just to confirm something or on audio. And yeah, so it's really, really good. I think we are, no spoiler alert, but I think we're ready for the second game whenever that comes along too.
I'm sure you are. So we'll just link to the game 1 discussion zone in Mural. So I love that if everyone could spend a few minutes just to put in some sticky notes about where they found their team did really well, where were they at their best, and perhaps where they failed. So if you want to spend some time just to complete that, that would be great.
Also, I love this celebrate button in Mural. Can you all see that confetti? How amazing is that?
Love that. How do you do it?
Where do we find the celebrate button? It looks awesome.
You have to be a Mural master. I have to make you an admin on the. Do it though.
Fun little story. We didn't realize that you had to be a facilitator to do the summoning and celebrating, or maybe Adam knew, but I didn't until very recently. So these buttons are all very new to me, and I think I've hit them 7 times in every session.
Okay, Jessica, I'm making you a facilitator. Everyone can make it rain confetti here.
Am I allowed to brag about my students for a second, Nicole?
Of course.
Something that they did, which I really appreciated, and I have the dog barking in the background, so this may not work, but one of our students was having a lot of background noise. Wonder what that's like. And didn't feel comfortable coming on mic. So instead, the entire time they just leveraged the chat so that their voice could still be heard and was still engaging through the chat. And I just found that such an innovative and creative solution to this sort of barriered world that we sometimes find ourselves in this tech space.
That's amazing to hear. And I have to echo that from my group as well. Someone took themselves off mute and we got a lot of feedback. So it kind of was distracting and we couldn't clearly hear what they were saying. So someone in the group bravely said, like, you know, we're getting this feedback. Would you mind communicating to us in another way, and kind of showing what their needs were. And I thought that was really brave, and the person was very responsive and switched gears into the chat function as well. So that was really helpful, really considerate. So it was great to see that in our team as well.
I'm so excited and I just can't help myself, but I'm taking some time and I'm reading a bunch of these comments, and I think it's so important to celebrate some of them. One of them is my team had a great coordination and really good communication, which like that is such an important piece. And I know we talked about that in our team, is how do we really celebrate that coordination and how do we bring together that planning so that the rest can go super well and super easily. So I think that's fantastic. What kind of dog do you have? She's a golden doodle and she's adorable. Of course, I'm completely biased. That was that was one of the Post-it notes. The communication was on point, understanding the facilitator. When communicating, it was really calm and relaxed. I love that piece because I think like what we know as humans is that we all have our own sort of wavelength. And sometimes if we're anxious or excited or nervous or scared or just like really looking forward to someone, we bring that energy into the room. So really sort of maintaining that calm energy and relaxing space so everyone can feel comfortable to be there is so spectacular. So tons to celebrate within this group. One of my favorite questions that we ask is, how do we fail? Like, how did we fail? So if by using this language, we are giving away a lot of this power that we put on failure. So really the question is, what could we do better next time? But if we're looking at how did we fail, it's a really important language piece that I think helps us move forward. So I like this, like technology failed us. And that's okay because we were able to find innovative solutions, like the mics weren't working. The way everyone communicated was amazing. Oh, this is my favorite piece of feedback that we get in this game is the concept of common language. If everyone here, imagine we were sort of could picture us all on a globe, and if everyone here were to all point left, if you took that 100 feet up, we would all be pointing different directions because we all have a slightly different orientation to where we're sitting. If I said, hey, everybody, left in this space is where you see the recording in that top of the button, everyone immediately has this common language to use and foster this connection so we can gain clarity and really make the project go well. So I just love that piece and really want to celebrate it. So thank you so much. Nicole, I might shoot it back to you. I see the chat, but just for the sake of the doggies, if that's okay.
No problem. Sounds like a party there. I'm kind of jealous. Okay, so we're going to go into our next game. If Adam could summon us over in the mural. So basically, we are going to be doing this again. We've learned, I think, a lot from our first go around it, and I think it's time to level up. So what we're going to be doing in this round, same thing, we're going to have our cameras off. One person's the builder and the rest are the guides. This time, to up the stakes a little bit, we are going to also have our microphones off as well. So this is done purely in the chat box. How does that sound for everyone? Can we get some reactions? Ooh, Ross is ready to party. Great. A little scary. I agree. It is a little scary going into this. Everyone seems like they're up for the challenge though. Piece of cake. That's great. So we'll do about the same amount of time, 15 minutes. You're going to be in the same groups as last time. So, you can build upon the learnings from the last go around. And then after that, we'll meet as a group all together in the main room. So we'll split up and we'll see you again in 15 minutes.
Well, hold on. Let's share the link so everyone can get the fresh picture. I think we'll probably.
Oh, good call.
a
Good call.
good idea. Hold on here. If anybody can pull the link out for me. Oh, here it is. Hold on. Here we go. This is your link to get your new puzzle piece. So it's a new shape, guys. I'm not going to be evil and put you in different groups. You've already established this awesome camaraderie. We'll keep that going. So I'll just paste it in here as well, just to make sure it all works. So again, click on the link, choose warm or cool, and then confirm your choice. Hold on, I know the link is a little bit dicey. So try this one here, guys. The other one, you have to copy and paste into a browser. This one you should be click on. So click on that link, confirm your choice, warm or cool, get your new photo. Again, we're gonna have 15 minutes in the breakout rooms. Everyone's gonna go dark. So fire up those, get those fingers warmed up. You're going to be typing away. So are you ready here? Oh, some people already turned their stuff off. All right. 3, 2, 1. Oh, you cool? Everyone's good? Yeah? Laura, you're good? All right. I'm going to open the rooms. Make sure to accept your invite or your hangout back here with me. Beep. And you can go into room 1. Okay. Evolve launch. Okay. Sweet. Good. Good. Zap. Turn you on. Okay. Go into our master. Go in here. 3 points. Like this. Like this. Then should go over here. Beeps. Filter. Add criteria. Tags. Tags with. Evolve. Launch. Filter. All right. Looks like the same people are hanging back again. Maybe you guys are connected with 2 devices. If you are having a problem or don't have a room, let me know. I'm hanging out here all by myself, flying the ship. Just working on sorting out innovation capital here for everybody. So we'll do a 2-minute timer. Let's see how that gets me. Oh, and in the meantime, mixer. What do you get for the mixer? Mix and mingles. $3 points for mix and mingle. Wow. Okay. 3.
My team, what I really, really loved from my team is that's so sweet. What they had done, which I found really interesting, was that they actually all took really, really different approaches to explaining how to build the toy. One person even went so far as to using like the dashes and the stars and the brackets to try and show, like actually visually show the shape of it. So each person was bringing their own style. And at different points in times, I would connect with one person's style more. So I'd say, hey, can you explain that again? Or can you do this? And really honoring those different perspectives and those different showcases that people brought was really, really fantastic. So go team one, you killed it.
So
Jessica?
great to hear. And Adam, I think he removed what we were actually supposed to be building. So I think my group got pretty close. How did everyone make out?
So close. We got so close. Yeah, in my team, I'll just add that it was really great that they were checking in with each other. They were like, "Oh yeah, you're right. I think you got that. Good point. I agree with you." There was a lot of just support of each other in the chat, which was really cool to see. And when I got a little bit quiet and didn't chat back, they would check in with me. "You okay, Jessica? Did you get that shape, Jessica?" Which I really appreciated too, because it was a little overwhelming sometimes to read all the input as it came in.
Yes, totally. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Nicole.
So I'm just going to read out Sterling's comment. I found it hard to read other people's instructions because I was too focused on trying to perfect my own instructions from my perspective and worrying about running out of time. Thank you so much for sharing that. Yeah, it's definitely hard to finish your train of thought when something pops up in front of you and kind of takes you away from it for a second there. I found the same thing when I was reading it. I would get so far and then another person's instructions came on and I'd kind of lose my spot. And again, yeah, the time crunch, like 15 minutes flew by for me. So I'm sure we all kind of felt that pressure there. Tobin, team 4, like it says in the 2017 Power Rangers posters, "Together we are more." I love that. That is a great quote. Thanks for sharing that. Okay. So Laura, can you take us to the discussion zone?
Yes. Do you mean me speaking or do you mean like mural wise?
Mural wise. So maybe
Right here.
perfect. In the outline, if you want to click on the game 2 discussion, we'll do the same thing that we did last time. If you can start putting in some sticky notes about where you saw your team at their best and where did you see the failures. When Ariana said God is a woman, she was right. Good work, Jessica. Wow, that's so kind. Thanks, Rubal.
As you guys are filling this out, what I always like to offer and what I always like to remind students is that as much as we play these games and as much as we like really sort of get invested in building this perfect toy, it's really taking the time to recognize that we are all humans behind these screens and these toys are really about emulating and practicing the behaviors that we see in real life. So when we see these things and when we ask these questions, we care about why did this game go well, but what we really care about, what we care even more about is what does this game have to do with your real life? So when you think about, oh, we were so able to communicate and it was super clear and we really appreciated that planning time, what you're really saying is, you know what, next time when I come to a team environment, I want to make sure that I am building in that planning time with my colleagues, with my classmates in that project so that we can have that sort of clear expectation for clear and concise communication. So as you're thinking about writing your insights into this mural, I really invite you to start thinking about when were we at our best, but also how does that relate to real life? Because so many of these things we do without even stretching it, without even having to think about it. That's just always the insight or the veil that I like to sort of share after the second game. Like, I just love the comment, checking in with each other, because we know like it's fun to play a game and it's fun to check in, but how often do we do a group project and then maybe text our classmate and say like, hey, how are you doing? How's it going? How are you feeling? And what that little text can do for the outcome of that group project is massive. Or we saw our team at our best reach the middle that, yeah, we were able to comfortably type and explain the picture properly. So how do we create that space where people can be comfortable in doing the work that they need to do? Whether that's about getting everyone the tools and resources they need, or opening up some of those difficult, vulnerable conversations that allow that comfortable space so people know that if they fail, because you will, it'll be okay and it'll be met with love and respect, opposed to, oh, I can't fail because that'll be met with rejection. So I could speak all day about these comments. You guys are so brilliant. Great piece of communication. And then again, when we work at the how did we fail, it's too much to read. Okay, so how do we create an environment in our project world, in our employment world, where we're really simplifying the instructions and creating clear and concise ways so people don't get bogged down with too much information. They have the information they need to do the job, but they're not bogged down with too much. So these comments that you're saying are really, really beautiful and really deserve a lot of space and place because they're so connected to how you show up, A, in your time here as a student, but B, in your transition from student to employment life and however that might look like. So thank you so much for all playing with us. And I know we're going to do a quick debrief at the end, so I want to leave the space for that, but thank you for playing with us. And I invite you as we move into this debrief to think about the real life application of these skills and mindsets and how they will not only make us better people, make us better communicators, make us sort of able to grow those skills and mindsets, but will also make us more employable because we can market those skills. Will also sort of make us stand out and give us that competitive advantage because we're able to practice and talk about and hold these conversations. So you guys are an incredible group and I'm so grateful to play with you.
So much. And I have to say, I'm so impressed with how comfortable everyone's getting in the mural space. I'm seeing GIFs and images. I don't know how to do a GIF yet. Adam's going to have to show us after this week is all done because I want to get to your level. You've really improved and you've come a long way even just in using new technologies in this past week. So kudos to everyone for pushing their limits a bit this week, trying something new and really sticking with it and moving forward. So thank you again. We'll move into our debrief zone. So in the outline, it's number 11, and that will bring you there. And we have 4 sections laid out for you, 4 questions. And it would be great to see some of your feedback, and I'll give you some time to really reflect on what you've done today and how you want to move forward, and we'll kind of share some answers as we go along. So question 1, I would love to know how you're feeling now. It's the end of the day. For some of you, it might be towards your last sessions of the Changemaker in Residency Week. Just to touch base, how are you feeling? Question 2, we'd like to know what skills did you use in the game that you think will benefit your career? So think about, your communication, your teamwork skills. I'll leave the rest for you to reflect because I always learn from the answers that you put in these questions as well. We'd also are asking, how will you show resiliency and empathy in your future job search? And how will you show empathy and/or resiliency today? So we'll give you some time to reflect and get messy and play around with the mural, and we'll share some answers as we go along. So as they're starting to come in, I love this response. I'm not sure who wrote it, but they're saying they are feeling awesome. I haven't met my friends in a long time due to the pandemic, and it felt great to make new friends and be a team. That's such wonderful feedback to hear. And, you know, I really, I can empathize with everyone who's feeling a little isolated right now. I know, you know, you're not alone. I'm feeling isolated myself. And it is great that we can connect over these platforms and get to know some new people, see some new faces. You know, so feel free to continue to connect with us, the Georgian staff that you've met along the way. You know, we can leave the chat open if any of you would like to exchange emails or anything. But I'm so glad that you got to connect with others and, you know, can feel the community that you have around you. People are feeling good. This was pretty fun. I'm seeing some fun comments. So I'm really glad that was the intention. We wanted this learning activity to be fun because those are the kinds of things that you tend to remember and can reflect back on. Really excited, probably the best event attended this week. Oh, so that's so nice to hear. People are feeling confident in their communication skills. You really flex those skills today. And definitely that's something to highlight on your future applications. You may even, you know, hear interview questions like, what was your 2020 story? So, you know, keep these experiences that you've had in mind. I think these will definitely boost your future job skills. People are feeling accomplished, involved. Sounds great. What skills did you use in the games that would benefit your career? Communication was the key. Teamwork, definitely. And it's really impressive that you all formed teams really quickly and kind of got those new team hiccups out of the way in records amount of time. So congratulations to you all for doing that. You really leaped into action there. Just seeing if there's any comments in the chat. We saw leadership skills. We saw how everyone communicates and sees things differently. Patience, definitely. I definitely felt patience and support from my team in the activity. Communication and people kill to connect to the dot and getting the work done. And communication is the key to be successful in any group process and learning your own communication style. So that's a huge win for you. That's great. Question 3, resiliency and empathy in your future job search. So thinking about different perspectives and what little they have in common. And I'd like to also add what you do have in common as well. So that's great that you can start to recognize that in other people. Learning that failure is the part of life, for sure. And reframing what failure means, that's so important. And I love how Laura can talk about that. She has a great way of putting things. Laura, it seems like people really appreciated your perspective and sharing your knowledge on failure.
Yeah, they're so sweet. You guys are so kind. Very, very kind group. Thank you.
Don't give up on finding a job and keep at it with determination and it will happen. That's so true. You know, these are tough times that you're going through right now, but you know, you're still growing and you're still showing up. So you should be proud of yourselves for participating in these events today. It really shows that you're on the right path and you know, you will continue to make it happen. Trying best if there is any failure. Thank you for sharing that. Checking in on people, celebrating the little victories. I totally agree. Even in your job search, if you can get in an application or if you can conduct an informational interview, connect with somebody else in the field, that's a win and you should be proud of yourself. I really like to let our job seekers know that they should have empathy for themselves throughout the job search process because it is difficult. You are, you know, facing challenges and rejection, but have that empathy for yourself. Take some time to care for yourself and recognize when you need that care and reach out to us if you need any supports. And just moving on to that last question. I love the pictures that people are dropping in here. So how will you show empathy and resilience today? Self-care. So yes, definitely. And that can look different to, you know, other people, but find something that makes you feel good. Be more understanding of personal difficulties and that everyone handles things differently. Being kind to ourselves and others. Great. Recognize the needs of people around us. See if they need someone to talk to, be supportive and be compassionate. I love that. You know, I think that's something, you know, in my job every day, I try to really put myself in the shoes of other people. And that's helped me really connect with others. So if you can continue to do that in your work and in your job search, that should help you out. And by hearing more people's perspectives. Great, this is some amazing, insightful feedback. And our board looks amazing. It's so full. Thank you so much for participating. I would love to see you all connecting more with the change-making team in different initiatives. Laura or Adam, can you tell us about how to get involved in the future with change-making?
Yeah, Laura, do you have a quick answer? I have like, I don't want to throw you under the bus.
My answer is going to be ushy gushy because that's who I am. But we're going to go there because I think we're ready for it. One thing that I would love to offer, just if I can take 2 minutes, if that's okay, is so a couple years ago, 2019, last year, seems like 10 years ago, Harvard Business School, Slack, and LinkedIn all came together and they did a research study. They talked to employers across North America, across Canada, across the States, and we're asking them, hey, what do you want out of your employees? In this 21st century, what do you want? Employers were saying things like, I want my employees to be able to listen to their colleagues, hear their perspective, and change their thought pattern. I want my employees to be able to understand that the customer is always right and put them at the end at the solution. I want my employees to be able to connect, communicate, and collaborate well. The most interesting thing about this study is the number one thing that came up from that employers are looking for out of their employees is empathy. Empathy is the number one sought after job skill of the 21st century, yet it's the skill that we as people don't often want to work out. We often don't want to flex. So my answer to your question is, how can you connect and why should you connect with the Center for Changemaking and Social Innovation? Empathy also happens to be one of the main skills and mindsets of a change maker. So we have tons of different ways to connect and tons of different ways to engage with change making at the college. The best thing I can offer is Adam's going to chuck a link into the chat. Thanks, Adam, for you to sign up for our changemaker profile. That's basically what I like to call your direct line to the center. You'll get the first emails for what's happening. You'll be able to reach out and ask questions and engage with what's going on. The reason why you should do it is it's a chance for you to build up those skills and mindsets, to work on that muscle of empathy, to work on that muscle of collaboration, to work on that muscle of what we call new leadership, so that you can get a job, so that you can sort of stand out, so that you can have those employable skills that we're looking for, those 21st century skills and mindsets. The connection with your peers, the connection with your colleagues, and the impact on social change is just all the fringe benefit. The real sort of value prop is this stuff actually is proven to help you get a job. Shameless plug.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
I knew it, Adam. I knew it.
I was just going to share a link to sign up for your profile. So Laura's answer was 1,000 times better than mine, and super ushi-gushi, which is what this group needed. I just wanted to quickly, if I have 1 second, to address some of the questions coming in about the innovation capital and the leaderboards. All that stuff's happening behind the scenes. I know some of you have been asked to screen capture your profiles to show that you've been participating in co-op. So you can do that. The point values are literally being updated for, like, we had to wait for the last week to settle before we could get that stuff in there. So all that is happening over the next 2 days, where the real values and stuff are going to start populating on the profiles. Things are finally getting caught up now that we're winding down. So if you did register for any event through Eventbrite, we have tracked all that. The asynchronous stuff, you are encouraged to participate and leave your comments via Flipgrid. That's how we know that you participated in any of the recordings, as well as the mural as well. If you have any additional questions, feel free to reach out. Adam.dajnay at georgiancollege.ca. I'll throw that in there and we'll answer that. But yeah, just hang tight with us for a couple more days as we clean up all this stuff. Now that the weeks are winding down, we're gathering all the data and making sure everybody's got their stuff, guys. So if you registered for an event, you will get credit for it and you will get your co-op badge and it's all good. So don't worry. Thank you.
All right, so we finished with a minute to spare. Thank you so much, everyone, for your participation. We saw, wonderful insight from you all today, and we hope to connect with you in the future. I'll put my email address in the chat as well if anyone wants to connect.
Oh yeah. So also I will share, this mural will exist indefinitely. What I'll do is when I post this recorded session to the YouTube channel, which I shared in the links there, I'll include the visitor link to this mural that we all worked on, guys. So this mural will exist forever in the ether. You can jump back in and see what we did. So that is going to be included in the description, the video description for the YouTube video that will go up as well. So, or if you want it separately, just let us know and we can give you the PDF of it. That can happen too. So you'll have it. Thanks, everybody.
Adam, the celebration gets me every time. I just every time I giggle two.
That one was me, I'll confess. Yeah, it's going to be pretty addictive, I think, once I know where that celebration button is.
It's so bad.
I can find the celebration described, but not the icon that leads to the celebration.
It's off your icon at the bottom. It's just one of the options. So
oh, now I know I'll never stop.
Yeah. If you can combine that with the celebration icon in Zoom, it's double festive.
Yeah.
Could you imagine a world, if we're playing a futures activity, where Zoom and Mural could actually link together and you could press celebrate and it would confetti on Zoom and Mural and get your little confetti cannon on both?
Yeah, and then we just need those party things.
Yes.
No way, we're getting there. All these programs are starting to talk to one another. It's only a matter of time before
That's going to be incredible. Yeah.
Awesome job, everybody. So cool. What an awesome group of students and everybody who participated. Looks like everyone had a lot of fun, a lot of great takeaways today.
Yeah, so much good discussion and all that sort of stuff. And